Worksheet difference of squares, question 5. Determine integers p and q such that p square minus q square equals to 55. That is question 1. And the other part of this question is p square minus q square equals to 27. So that is the kind of question we are trying to do here. It's a very interesting question. Sometimes it is asked as thinking and communication problem. Okay. Now the trick here is to analyze this term 55. Now how can you get 55? What are the factors of 55? This is the question which should come to your mind. So 55 could be written as 11 times 5. So 11 times 5 is 55. Okay, now that is what it is. And if you see p square minus q square is difference of squares. So that could be factored as p plus q times p minus q, right? So let's do that part also. So this could be factored as, let's say, p plus q times p minus q, right? So what I'm trying to say is the left side can be written as product of p plus q and p minus q, and the right side can be written as a product of 11 and 5. Now if I say that let p plus q be 11 and p minus q be 5, then both will be equal, right? I think so. So that should give us the value of p and q. Okay, let's try it out. So I'm saying p plus q equals to 11 and p minus q equals to 5. That is what is going to give me values of p and q. So can we solve it? Yes, we can. Let's add them together. So if we add them, what do we get? We get 2p equals to 11 plus 5 is 16, and so 1p is just 8. Fine. So 8 is the value of p. If 8 is p, then what is q? We can find using any one of these equations. So we can use this one. 8 minus what is 5? 8 minus 3 is 5. That's correct. How about the first one? 8 plus 3 is 11. That's good, right? So that's fine. Yes. So we get two values, one for p, one for q. And the values for us, p equals to 8 and q equals to 8 minus 3 is 5, so q is 3. So we get these two values. Let's test it out, right? This is what we get. I hope you understand the process. Now we are just trying to test whether this is right or wrong. So we say 8 plus 3. So we say 8 plus 3 times 8 minus 3 is equals to 8 plus 3 is 11 times 8 minus 3 is 5, and 11 times 5 is 55. Perfect. So we get our two values, 8 and 3, and that is our answer, right? So the answer is this. Now I hope you understand the strategy which we followed, correct? We'll follow this strategy once again, just to make sure that you understand, okay? Now the idea is we can write the left side as product of two numbers. Yes, yes we can. And those two numbers happen to be p plus q times p minus q. And the right side could be written as product of two numbers also. Yes, 27 can be. You could use different numbers, right? You could also use 27 times 1. Well, let's use 3 times 9. Okay, plus we want, so let's say 9 times 3 is 27. Let's use this. Okay, so we get two equations from here, equating 9 with p plus q and p minus q as 3. Okay, so we get two different equations. So let's write down these equations. So we get p plus q equals to 9 and p minus q equals to 3. So we have two equations, and we have to find what values of p and q can satisfy both these equations. So best way to solve always these equations is add them up. If you add them up, you get q minus q as 0, and you are left with 2p. So you get 2p equals to 9 plus 3 as 12, and therefore p equals to half of 12, which is 6. Great. So we know p is 6, right? And what added to 6 will give you 9? That's the value of q, and that should be 3, right? So we get q. Q equals to 3. Great. So that gives us both the values. It's a good idea to check your answer. How will you check? So let's check it on the right side of this. So we are doing a check here, writing P as 6 and Q as 3. So we get 6 plus 3 is 9 and 6 minus 3 is 3. We get 9 times 3, which is 27. Great job. So we have checked it and figured out it works, correct? So it always works, right? So that is how we have done this. Now, my question is that you should also try something, and let's try with different values. I tried with 27, 9 times 3. You try with this. 27 is 27 times 1, right? Then write P plus Q times P minus Q as 27 and this as 1 and figure out what answer you can get. Similarly, you can try this also. 55 could be written as 55 times 1. And then you can find different answers for this. And there are a few more practice questions for you. And here they are. P square minus Q square equals to, let me write a number which has many factors. So a number like 36, right? So that will give you a lot of answers, right? So always there could be much more, there could be many more answers to any problem given like this, right? But it gives you an insight to application of difference of squares. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you.